Ron 5 seconds from now. I fucking did it!
Oh, Jesus.
Why did you do that? I want to see you, Joe, the bitch!
Oh, we're back. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. I'm joking. We already read it. Okay.
I heard if he say something loud, but I have no clue what he said.
It's because they'll threaten to throw more coffee at Phoenix if...
Okay, we need to testify about this because this is vague. Who was this suspicious shadow?
There are 1,000 of me, and if even one knew, I tell you, trust me.
That's an interesting expression, and I'm stealing it.
I would have fucking said it.
If he, like, asks me how to build a certain deck in Battle Spirits, I'm just gonna be sat there like, if there were 1,000 of me, and if even one knew, I'd tell you, trust me.
Also, that's not the statement you need to press anyways.
Wouldn't it be the other way around?
His dodging all of our questions is...
You told me you
I
can't
don't even
figure out
touch
yourself.
this one.
His dodging all our questions is not helping us win his case. Okay,
That's
then
a
how was...
dodge.
Okay, then how was the victim Mr. Beanstalk at the time?
What do you mean by how he was?
Was he already dead? Was he still alive? Was he being blown by a hooker that he ordered? I don't know. Maybe he was eating pizza. Maybe he was the one who hit you in the first place.
That's a good question. What do you think?
Forget it.
Ezra, you meant to press the first statement, so that one.
Oh, this one? Okay.
That's not, no, that's the fourth statement.
Could you please clarify what you are referring to?
That's the first statement. I'm an idiot, sorry. Excuse me.
Could you clarify why you're so stupid?
Of course.
Wait just a moment. Master Mask?
Huh. What did we have mentioned it before?
Yes, you left it entirely out of your testimony, you fucking mongoloid.
Just be on the safe side, there isn't Master Mask. And then I descended upon the office of CEO, get KB security. I went looking like this.
Anyway, Lawrence, you don't need to guide me through the trial segments. I just want the investigation segments guided.
No, is it? No, I'm not actually checking the guide. I know the contradictions as well.
Ah, okay. But still.
Okay.
Nick, did you know about this? He never told me this. I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either.
Also, I'm pretty sure it really sucked the last one.
Burnt bacon. Even I don't know that. Yeah.
It almost looks like he's trying to he's taking a smoke with his eyes.
No smoking in the courtroom.
Even I didn't know that. Yeah. He's a little friend who loves to keep secrets.
I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait,
You had 2 whole testimonies, you fucking moron.
that's alright. You know how sometimes you just...
A 6 cup of coffee staring at me coldly.
Then why'd you let it go cold, you fucking moron? Just drink it.
Fuck you.
At any rate, we can't ignore this. Witness! Correct your shit now.
Alright. Okay. Now what?
Again.
Press it. Okay.
Again.
Why were you dressed up as Master Mask?
Why? Because I'm Master Mask, you idiot!
What are you talking about? Master Mask trials be held next door.
Yes, I guess so. Anyway, time. I've always been blabbering over the Master Mask issue. So if I should go with him, just be on the safe side.
Oh boy.
Let me tell you, it's pain in the back with a cape. That's why it's longer than I expected.
Took a lot longer. What is he talking about? What do you mean by took a lot longer?
Oh, we did safe, of course. I can't call it the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was trying to hide Mr. Bonner's body.
Well, is that true? Back up a second. Take this car and turn it around.
Yes?
You were
Back that ass
the
up,
one
boy.
and hid the body in the safe.
Well. Me?
You inconceivable! Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking?
Question. When does someone toss their dirty shoes in the washing machine?
Are you trying to tell us something, Goddard?
Answer is simple. When they take them off.
I thought it was.
Look,
it would make more sense if he said if they were dirty, but like, what the fuck?
Look, I don't need to know about your sex life, Mr. Goro. Please stick to the trial.
Oh,
Do you mean that
but
Mr.
I'm done
Delight
with
hit
them.
the
There's
body
coffee
because?
everywhere.
Did you mean that
Of course.
Mr. Delight hit the body because he's the murderer?
Ha! You're not as stupid as you look.
His metaphor this time was really obscure.
Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you know about this whole safe business? Do you?
Well, yes.
Why am I the only one who's in the loop here?
Stupid.
Witness! Guilty! How dare I not know about this immediately?
I mean, is it an ex parte communication if it's the judge is the only one who doesn't know?
He's mad, alright? He's mad!
Okay.
Uh-oh. Looks like a storm front is moving in over the fair-weather judge.
Not again.
His beard is the cloud. It took about 10
I tried to get his
minutes.
body in safe. It took about 10 minutes.
He didn't have time to do that.
Yeah, he didn't have time to do that because the alarm went off at... Oh, not there.
Buzzer record.
It's the buzzer record.
Next page.
here.
he comes.
Yeah, it's the buzzer record. It went off at 1:02 a.m.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record? I mean, do you want to, like, establish why you're showing the judge this instead of just submitting evidence for, like, no fucking reason?
Right. Could you just use your fucking words?
The record for the emergency buzzer that connects to the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. How is this relevant? And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m.
Thank you. Just say that next time. Also, what?
If Mr. Ron Delight truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, the security guard would have been heading his way.
Ah! Remember who we're dealing with here. Probably had no idea where there were.
Sorry,
Really had
Goddo.
no idea there were security personnel in the building.
Goddo.
Objection!
For the love of God, sorry, one second.
Up
For the
until
love of
1
God,
year... What? Sorry, go on.
He lives in a fucking security company. Why would there not be security?
I mean, he doesn't live there, Captain.
Sorry?
He doesn't live there.
Yeah, but it's a security company.
Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as chief of security.
Why
There's
would
no
there
way
be
he wouldn't have
security-
known about them.
Look, why would there be security in a security company? Look, why would there not be, like, what?
Because we're scheduling everyone else to come to security somewhere else.
Oh my God.
But, as it turns out, the guard never came.
That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity, that's something Mr. Delight could have... Facts not in evidence? What the hell is this relevant?
That's not a thing.
Again, remember who we're dealing with here. Sure to bet that Mr. Light didn't even notice the buzzer going off.
Objection! This buzzer is extremely loud. There is no way you could have ignored something like that. If he had become conscious, that is.
Conscious? What do you mean by that?
You're a bitch, Rob. Fine. Here's your theory.
First of all,
Bitch.
Phoenix Wright did the whole thing fucking backwards, right? He did the whole thing. Sorry, he did the whole thing backwards. He was supposed to say, "Oh, he shouldn't have been able to do that." Okay, why? Because the buzzer went off at 1:02 a.m. Hey, Judge, I would like to submit this buzzer record into the evidence. Why did he do it backwards? He was like, "Oh, I'm just going to talk about this buzzer, even though I'm in the middle of testifying against."
Look, everyone's in this trial. Phoenix doesn't have to present evidence, and Godot doesn't know what a security company is.
Godot is a fucking moron. It's like, man, maybe he didn't know there was security. He worked there for a year, and the place is called KP Security. Meanwhile, Phoenix asserting facts not in evidence, like the pathetic loser being punched in the face. Where was this proven?
Welcome to Kangaroo Court, everybody.
What the fuck? This is awful.
Ryan's here.
Remember back.
Ryan's alive. I don't remember where even is he.
Remember the defendant's testimony.
Is Ryan flat out busy then?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
His work is like holding him up.
The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him.
It's
Mr.
funny
Light
he's
said he
back
felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes.
Unconscious? So he fainted?
That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body.
Alright, we'll go.
So, what are you trying to say?
Mr. Delight was knocked out and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it could only mean there was another person in that room. That's right, whoever it was knocked out Rod Delight and then pressed the buzzer.
It's me, Austin. It was me, all along. Order the court. Mr. Wright, this is...
Objection! This is preposterous. It was this kid. Ron Delight is the one who killed Kane Beanstalk.
Objection!
You are... No, Rob, you up.
I realize.
Then who pressed the buzzer?
You said it twice,
it
guys.
was
Everyone walk him down.
the victim,
Walk
of
him
course.
down.
Kane Bobobo. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on. Alright,
Longer enough to push that button.
But Rob,
Shit, I don't know what's happening, but I'm yelling.
Rob, he said Beanstalk twice in a row, so he's lost this game.
Yeah, I did.
So Kane, let me see here. Let me read this paper real quick.
In buttocks.
I'll take that one. Sounds of the buzzer himself. What's your bit on this, Mr. Wright?
I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene, but how? Can I prove that it wasn't Kane Beetroot who sounded the buzzer?
Yes.
I can prove
Yes.
it all right.
Yes.
The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer.
It's the buzzer itself. It has no fingerprints.
I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for.
The emergency buzzer. It's not got a clue on it?
Absolutely not.
Iffy, you've been coffeed.
Right. Yeah, no. Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth.
The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue.
Now I'm the one who's clueless. Stop talking shit, right? Just say the fucking line.
No, this is Blue's Clues now. You follow my laws.
What like a blue dog to you?
This can do. We can do.
Jesus.
This button has no fingerprints on it.
Oh, fuck. I didn't prepare it.
Anyway, if Mr. Boron had really pressed it himself, naturally he would have left his fingerprints behind.
Spit take.
Objection. Ron Delay obviously wiped them off.
Objection! Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment.
Touch that button. I know he did.
Now, Mr. Buzzer, tell us where on the fucking voodoo dolls did Ron Delight touch you?
Objection! The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Master Mask. And Master Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have had to wipe the button free of fingerprints?
Weren't tossed the mug at you yet?
Order! 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 Order!
It would seem you've been forced to eat crow.
Who the fuck
What?
admits that? I wonder what blend number crow-flavored coffee is.
Rob, tell us.
Oh, what? Eating crow?
What blood number?
Crow.
69.
Oh,
Nice.
of course it is.
No, I'm joking.
But the real
what?
killer was there to scene.
Were you confused about the notion of eating crow?
I guess.
It's kind of like being outwitted.
Oh, okay.
But it's
That's
got a
a-
really specific thing. So, making someone eat crow is like basically making someone eat their words.
I'm gonna make you eat humble pie. Sorry.
Let me find the quicker meaning. To be humiliated by having to admit one's defeats or mistakes.
Okay, cool. Continue.
So basically what you do normally.
Fuck off. I'm done. I'm done with this shit. Why would a person press the emergency buzzer? Should they have run away without hitting the buzzer themselves and hitting the extra danger? I get my nose back.
So this awkward silence all of a sudden. You're fresh out of parlor tricks.
They're onto you, Nick! Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed God damn it. Oh, Jesus.
I like how the one role you thought of is the one that's fucking you over.
I know, because I always have like a B word like prepared for this shit. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, the real culprit killed Mr. Bioweapon at around 1 a.m.
Okay,
Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right?
Something definitely wrong with my mouse because it is doing that thing again.
The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer. Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed. Security was supposed to respond. Colonel.
Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say, Colonel.
Very well, then.
Oh, you got some guts. I like that in an opponent.
Stop flirting with me.
Only when it's spilled on the floor, though. Hey, why'd you do it? To call the security card. Duh.
Find out what it did. Ooh, what does this button do?
I mean, yeah, it would have been to call the security guard, wouldn't it?
Yes.
The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted.
Did we say the killer called the guard on purpose?
Yes. Although, as it turned out, he never showed up. Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time.
Wow. Okay, taking the L, you have something much more inappropriate.
Ah! What a tricky story.
What was it, Rob?
Nothing being messaged.
Who dared
The
interrupt the
killer had a
recording?
change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in?
The only one entitled to interrupt the recording.
Me.
No, I'm not.
The girl.
When the buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim... Fuck's sake. The victim, Kane Byron, who was already dead. The defendant, Rhonda Light, who was out cold. And the third person,
Dio!
the real killer,
Yeah, dear Brando.
Dio Brando.
Leonardo! Hypothetically, yes.
Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Rhonda Light.
And if any security guards came running at that time, they would think of a murderer.
Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Rhonda Light for the murder.
Oh, have you ready, Effie? Order! Order! Order!
It would seem I've been made to eat my words once again.
You really love eating crows,
Actually,
don't
you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee.
you?
What?
What?
What are you saying,
Don't,
Lawrence?
don't say anything.
That's
No, he was trying to say something, but he like was just stuttering.
I said he's just eating a lot of crows today.
Mr. Wright, who's the bitch? Who's the bitch trying to kick my ass? I mean, wait a second. I'm the one and only Master Mask.
Nick, you mean the real killer is? We're gonna drag that person in here. Right
Kicking
now.
and screaming.
But who is it? I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to
no.
KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan
Well, I just
to
remember
murder.
there's one other person we didn't put on our list of people who's in this case, but if he's gonna love it.
Okay.
So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Banoffee Pie.
Oh, but now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was that framed Mr. Run the Light for the murder of Kane Bastard? Profiles.
Yeah, it's this guy.
At me.
Detective Luke at me. He's the only one who could have done it.
Ace detective.
Look at me.
Oh, he done did it now.
Oh, he don't did it.
Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Master Mask at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane... of Kane Botchman.
It's like you keep almost botching this fucking phrase.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself!
Theft and murder. Which is more serious crime?
Not even close! Theft! The dirty bastard stole my jacket! Murder's the more serious crime, obviously. It's capital crime, subject to capital punishment.
Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would.
Sorry, you said capital, but... Capital!
When Luke at me confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom.
Of course. I mean, the detective wasn't masked as well. Master Mask.
So he was remasked.
Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along.
To be found guilty?
Master Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Master Mask was Luke at me's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi.
How long are we into this recording, Rob?
Huh?
Are we-
23.
Okay. A guilty verdict as an alibi?
I mean, it's normal. Confessing to a smaller crime to get out of the bigger one is a
It's logical.
common tactic. No, it's just common.
You
Oh,
know,
it's almost time.
for what?
Look at his verdict. It was a pretty simple trial after all. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that, well, we need to do it now. Of course. I'd assume you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder.
Is Luke Adley charged with the attracting the attention of the entire country? We are deterred and failed to provide adequate proof of his cruel crime? It's like we left with no grounds for appeal.
Am I really sure about this?
Iffy.
Ah! It's only good when your life's the end.
Mr. Wright,
No, wait. This is Goodell's weird way of saying he really likes Russian roulette.
Mr. Delight.
Yeah, depends you.
Sorry, remember this.
Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Phoenix?
Cheers, love.
What was that?
Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust.
Why do you sound like Bakura?
Do I?
A little bit. You sound like the British Bakura.
That voice sounds like... Mia!
I thought for a second I heard you
Your
blow up,
Honor,
baby.
the defense requests an immediate recess.
Taff. That's your answer, huh?
Very well. I've decided as well. This call for now takes a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Axby to the stand.
Yes, Your Honor.
An attack and defense mode, Your Honor.
Alright, I hope you're ready. Your name tracks this way.
It's Winston fucking Payne!
Well, sir, took them at me.
I guess this was a pleasant surprise for Iffy.
I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly.
Oh no, sir, the detective at me. You were the one who.
Oh yeah, Iffy, Canadian, go.
Hey, it's enough, eh? But there's no reason to further prolong this trial, eh? The court finds the detective look at me.
Guilty. Hold it! Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, please!
Well, Sir Lawyer, welcome to my courtroom.
Who's the hoosery?
My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law, and I wish to file an accusation against this man. Look at me.
An accusation? You're accused Master Mask?
That man is not Master Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer.
What, eh?
Wait!
Wait.
Look at the sweating dripping from the tip of his nose.
Well, damn. Well, I think you like the surprise.
That's
You're like the
brilliant.
Canadian judge as well, eh?